Hi, this is Peter Katrumpis reporting for Inside Lacrosse at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's a little bit cloudier now, but a lot earlier it was really sunny as the North Carolina Tar Heels stunned the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, top team in the country, 17-15, powered by a 7-goal fourth quarter outburst that took everybody by surprise. Trailing 14-9 at the end of the third quarter, many might have thought that the Fighting Irish would have just kept going along and finished the game off to earn the top seed in the ACC tournament coming up next week. However, hitting the post 3 times on separate occasions played to North Carolina's favor and bought time and also provided energy for the offense to churn and keep churning until the final whistle blew. In the end, Steve Pontrello, a senior graduating, scored 4 goals and 2 assists and was matched by Luke Goldstock with his 4 goals and 2 assists to power the Carolina offense, earning a co-championship title for the regular season as well as top seed in next week's ACC tournament.
Welcome to the Epic Inside Lacrosse Game Day Recap. I'm Matt Kinnear here with Dan Aburn in the Inside Lacrosse studios. Another exciting weekend of lacrosse action. Conference play coming to a close. Conference tournament seedings are set around the country. ACC tournament is going to be set for this coming weekend after the Notre Dame-UNC game. North Carolina locked up the top seed. They will play number 4 Syracuse. Notre Dame will take on Duke as the number 2 seed. In the Ivy League, that is also set with an additional week still left to play in the regular season, but it's already all set up for the tournament, which will be hosted at Brown. Brown is going to play against Harvard, and then Yale and Penn will meet in the middle game there. But the Patriot League is the one that I find really interesting. The Friday night finish for the Patriot League has become just a really great night of lacrosse. A lot of action to decide those final spots for the first round of tournament, and then to kind of see who gets the bye, see who gets to host. It's just really an exciting time. Holy Cross making history, beating Boston University 11-7. This is Holy Cross's first trip to the Patriot League tournament. It's the second straight year that they've played BU in that last game, ended BU's hopes of making the tournament, but this year they get to go themselves. A really crazy crowd in Worcester last night. The thing that I really like is goalie Michael Ortlieb, excellent with 11 saves. His brother Jack, 3 goals and assists. They are California natives, and they were doing big things up in Massachusetts. The other thing I really liked, 2,000 fans there. They created a special trophy for this game, the Turnpike Trophy. This is really a budding rivalry. Coach Ryan Polly was not at the game. He was kicked out of the game against Loyola the week prior after the closing whistle, so was not able to coach this game. But Dan, Patriot, there's so many exciting storylines. What kind of interests you about this league?
I mean, for me, the Patriot League, so much of it is up in the air still. I still think Navy's the team to beat. They got that solid win over Army, but then they go to the quick turnaround, play Maryland, and they don't have a great showing. I think Bucknell comes into this tournament with a lot of momentum. Recent 15-7 winners over Lehigh. Jared Wetzel, he can be a nightmare at the X for opposing players. And overall, just a very balanced team. They had 9 goal scorers in that Lehigh win. But then again, I think Loyola, they've obviously put a lot of momentum together as of late. They struggled against BU, but then they had that dominant win against Army, I thought.
Great. Navy will be hosting this tournament. They locked that up with their win against Army last week. The first round on Tuesday, Friday with the semifinal round, and Sunday with the championship.
Jeff Shannon with Inside Lacrosse here, fresh off of Towson's 18-11 win over CAA opponent Fairfield. After a rough shooting day against Delaware last week, the Tigers put up big offensive numbers against the Stags in Saturday's victory. 9 players total scored for the Tigers, including 4 double-digit scorers. Midfielder Mike Lynch led the way with a game-high 5 goals, all in the first half. Tiger attackman Spencer Parks and Ryan Drenner each contributed with a hat trick and the day's scoring efforts. The Stags' Colin Burke had a big day for his freshman year, scoring a team-high 5 goals and adding 2 assists. But it wasn't enough for the Stags, as Towson walked away with a crucial CAA win. The Tigers travel to Hofstra next week. If the Tigers win, they get to host the CAA tournament and are the number 1 seed going into that tournament.
Adding to an exciting Friday night of lacrosse, Rutgers beat Penn State 15-14, clinching a spot in the Big Ten tournament, using its 3-headed monster at attack. Dan, this is going to be a really tough team to kind of to face in this Big Ten tournament and going forward maybe to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Rutgers is a team that I've been really impressed with over the last 2 weeks, and I think they're starting to take on that narrative that Ohio State took on last year, where they could really be someone's nightmare in the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament. And like you said, the attack for Rutgers is just phenomenal. Bita's the guy who controls everything from behind the cage, is just a great feeder. Sherlin Bitas is the crafty Canadian scorer. But Jules Hennenberg, he's the supreme finisher on this squad. He had 6 goals. He's money from close range, and they're gonna score a lot of goals in the NCAA tournament, I think. And another thing for Rutgers is that they play 60 minutes, they're tough, and they have a great goalie who can be a game changer for them. Their defense isn't perfect, but Chris Salane gives them the ability to pull games out of their hat, so to speak.
And out of conference, the Albany-Yale game today has most implications for the NCAA tournament in terms of RPI, strength of schedule, and those things. What did you see watching this game today?
Albany, I thought one of their biggest wins of the season so far. Their only other big win is that in-conference win against Stony Brook. Albany came to this game, they led 3-0 early, but Yale never let them get away. They always pulled back within 1 or 2 goals and then finally tied it off a Jeff Simblista goal with 5 seconds remaining. Yale won that opening faceoff in overtime, but Blaze Reardon came up with 2 huge saves in overtime, and then Seth Oakes with a great outside shot to win it for the Great Danes. Great conference win for Albany, their best win of the season so far, I thought. Something they can build on going into the NCAA tournament. But for Yale, it's definitely a head scratcher. Started the season 10-0, and boom, they've just lost 2 straight.
And defenseman Michael Quinn went down with an injury in that game. We'll check on his status.
Hi, this is Peter Katrumpus reporting for Inside Lacrosse. Like the saying says, when it rains, it pours. It was a close game, at least for the first 8 minutes and 36 seconds, or that much time remaining in the first quarter, as Duke and Marquette together played here at Koskinen Stadium, tied 1-1 up to that point in the game. And then after that, a 15-goal scoring barrage by the Blue Devils took over and finished the game, shutting out the Golden Eagles for the final 3 quarters plus of the game. Justin Gooderding finished with a hat trick and 3 assists, along with Jack Bruckner, who scored 4 goals as part of a 10-player goal-scoring barrage that just overtook the Golden Eagles. 9 caused turnovers by the Duke defense put together one of the best performances of the season, including 6 saves each from goalkeepers Danny Fowler and Luke Aaron. Duke now moves to 9-6 in their overall record and prepares for the ACC tournament. A key win tonight here at home on senior night that sends those like Miles Jones, Deemer Class, and Case Mathias off with a great feeling, knowing that they played well and formidably in their final game at Koskinen Stadium.
That's it for the Epic IL Game Day Recap show. Make sure to gear up for the rest of the season with the Hawk sequel, Gen 6 Dragonfly Shaft, and Otter Mesh.